Hello everyone, it's Erin, and today we are going to do the Booktube Newbie Tag because it's Booktube and I'm a newbie, and those two things seem to make sense to me. Okay, so I have my wine. It's almost out because I was filming another video and I drank it. Sorry, but it's really delicious, so I don't know what to tell you. Okay, cheers guys. Okay, so today we're going to be answering some questions and doing this tag video, and I have them on my phone, so we'll see. Okay, so why did you start this channel? Okay, so I did an intro video, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about why I started the channel. So I'm working on writing some projects and some books, including a book that it's like over 100,000 words in, which is gonna have to be cut down a lot. But I love books. I love reading. I've been was like reading YA when it wasn't really acceptable to read YA, and now it's sort of a big part of the community, which I love. But I also wanted to explore more of the reading community, and I also recently created my like ultimate reading list that encompasses all of these like new books and old books and books that I think will help me become a better reader and a better writer, ones that I feel like should just be the ultimate reads of life. And I'm constantly adding to this list, and I'm constantly updating it and things like that. And I wanted to share all of those things with you guys, as well as some of the things that I love about reading and some of the books that I feel like maybe I had problems with. And none of my really close friends read that much. I am in a book club too, which is why I sort of started this like lit cocktail type style where we have some wine or some drinks and then we talk about books. So I wanted it to take on that. But I wanted to pick all of the books that we read or the books that I talked about because I'm selfish like that. Sorry. So I wanted to share those books with you. This is the next question, I think. Okay, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to the booktube? Okay, so fun and unique things. Again, we're going to be having conversations, so I'm going to be reading about, I'm going to be saying things that I love, things that I didn't like. I also am going to be looking at things and books that I find interesting from a writer's perspective, as well as a reader's perspective, and things that I might want to say like, oh, I would love to how this person built this character, or how they sort of did this magical device, or this way they worked in the science fiction, and certain elements that I think are really like beautiful and interesting in ways of making me more aware and well-rounded in terms of being a reader and a writer. So that's new. Plus there's drinks, so hey, that's fun. At least I think so. Well, next question, what are you most excited for about this new channel? I am most excited about discovering new books, as well as talking about books that I've read that no one else has a desire to read. I find myself getting into some weird pits of different types of literary communities, and I feel like no one circle of friends that I have sort of spans the scope of all of it, because I like to read some YA, I like to read science fiction, I like to read fantasy, I like to read contemporary fiction. I'm kind of like a mix of the above, and so I can talk about it with you guys. Yay. And that's, I think, something I'm really excited about doing, is finding, a mix of books that I feel like you guys would like, and also that I'm personally interested in. The next question is, why do you love reading? Oh, okay. Let me try to narrow it down. I think the best way to say this is by putting it like this, is reading allows you to experience lives and cultures and realities that you would have never been able to live if you only live in your human body that stays where it is and doesn't get to like do and experience and live and die and love in all of these different realms and worlds and just small towns and things like that. So I think it's about, I always love to be able to put myself into a character, into a situation, into a new world, and be a part of the discovery. So that's kind of why I love reading. I think it's just something I, started from a young age, and there were periods of time where I didn't read as much, and I kind of wish that I read more. I think after college I was really, really, really into reading. I was very busy in college, and so I read very highbrow literature type books that I find really interesting, but they are very taxing. And so there's a definite balance between reading books that like feed your soul and your sense of adventure and your sense of like pleasure for lack of a better word, and books that sort of like feed your intellect and your mind, and books that both of those books can stay with you. I think I didn't quite find that like after Harry Potter type book where you just sort of devour it and you sit there and you want to read more and you think about those characters until after college. And then I was like hooked, and I went on this incredible journey, which so many of you can now share with me. Yay! Okay, so what book or book series got you into reading? I think this is not going to be unique to me, but definitely I feel like Harry Potter was one of those kind of aha moments where I just fell in love with the characters in the world, and the realization that even people from simple backgrounds and simple beginnings can make a positive change on the world and make such a profound impact. I think those are really special. I was living in a really small town, and I was sort of kind of singled out in a couple of ways, not bullying or getting into that conversation or anything like that, but I did feel kind of alone and isolated, and I felt like I really felt akin to Harry Potter. I'm like every fangirl ever. Oh my god. But it's okay. I'm alright. I wear that with honor. And I feel like too, Harry Potter has got a lot of kids my age and younger into reading, so I don't feel ashamed that that's my gateway. But also Susan Cooper's The Dark is Rising series was also really wonderful, and I would recommend that to anybody who sort of loved the Harry Potter series. But I definitely think Harry Potter series sort of sparked that desire to read more books of that type. So I would definitely credit that to one of my first loves of bookish nature. And I don't think I'm alone in that. What questions would you ask your favorite booktuber? Let me think. That's a good question. I mean, I watch a lot of booktubers. I feel like there's a lot of really great content out there. And I love watching it like everyone else. But I feel like I know a lot about booktubers. I feel like they share a lot of their stories and a lot of their journeys. So I guess mostly what books are they excited about that are coming out, and if any of them are interested in working on their own book projects. I know a few of them are, and I love those videos because I find myself in the same position. But yeah, I'd be interested in knowing like what their other plans are besides Booktube. So yeah, I would ask them that. So to round out the new Booktube Newbie Tag, last question is, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think it's mostly a time thing. That's the thing I'm probably going to try the hardest to overcome. I do have like a schedule of weekly stuff that I'm going to be working on, and mostly just because I do have a full-time job and I am working on other writing projects. But you know, I do read a lot, and I feel like this does give me kind of an excuse to read a lot more, which is wonderful because I still think like I do need to read more, and I do want to read stuff that I feel like is good for me. It's kind of good to like just feed your soul with books. So, and I kind of can say like, hey, yeah, and then I can do a video on it and share it with all of you guys. So, I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited. And I want to know, what are you guys like? What are what got you into reading, and what books got you, you know, excited about? And what are your questions for your favorite booktuber? That's an interesting question. All right, I will ponder those questions, and in the meantime, take my TARDIS bookmark and go read some stuff. All right, until next time. Cheers, guys. Bye.